Folks, what's up? This is Michael on the graveyard shift in the wee hours of the dead of night with your daily trivia question. Once again, I had a couple of days off. Actually, I had one night off. It counted as two as far as like my TikToks go, but I don't know what happened. I had like a disco version of like a Tears for Fears song, and they muted me. Well, no, what they did was they first told me that it violated community standards, so I appealed it, and then they released the hold on it, and then I submitted it again because thought I was in the clear, and then they muted me because the music was, I don't know, copyrighted or something to that effect. But anywho, and then I had a night off after that. So it's been a few days, is my point. Right? Okay, so happy Thursday, folks. The answer to the previous trivia question was none other than Mr. Strom Thurmond. Oh my gosh, this guy's a piece of history and a piece of work. Really kind of a crazy cat that researched. James Strom Thurmond, also known as Strom, represented good old South Carolina his entire political life. Early on, he was the 48th governor of South Carolina from 1947 to 1951, and then he served for an incredible, long-lasting 48 years as a senator from South Carolina in the Congress. He retired in 2003 as the only member of either chamber of Congress to reach the age of 100 years old while still in office, and the oldest serving senator, obviously. Now, how does that happen, folks? You're 100 years old, you're serving, you're providing public service at a federal level at 100 years old. You obviously have a bunch of aides doing all your work. I don't know, but anyways, you get what you vote for, folks. That's all I can say, really. 100 years old. 48 years. Now, he was a lifelong and for those of you who don't know who Strom Thurmond is, okay, he was a lifelong and staunch segregationist, he was a racist, and he was an opponent of every single piece of civil rights legislation that ever came through Congress. Thurmond conducted the longest speaking filibuster ever by a lone senator at 24 hours and 18 minutes at length is what it clocked in when all was said and done. And that, of course, was the focus of the previous trivia question. This was in opposition to the Civil Rights Act of 1957. The length of this filibuster by Strom Thurmond in 1957 has never been surpassed. Nobody's ever tried to challenge it, quite frankly. But Thurmond's health had become an item of concern during the course of this long-lasting and historical filibuster, and especially by the end, as he was clearly showing signs of weakness and fatigue, as would anybody. It was rumored that he was fitted with a contraption that allowed him to relieve himself while at the stand, or he had been fitted with a catheter. Some people also speculated, when I found in my research, that he had a diaper on. I don't think any of this has ever been fact-checked. But it was a long filibuster nonetheless. Now, here's some geek factoids. There's many, many on Strom Thurmond. I'm telling you, this guy. Thurmond ran for president in 1948. I think this was after his tenure as governor, or during governor, as a Dixiecrat candidate with a segregationist platform. He received, check this out, folks. Check this out. This is 1948 United States of America. He received over 1 million votes, and he won 4 states as an independent Dixiecrat candidate. Look that up, folks. That actually really happened in this country. Now, many times in his political career, Thurmond attempted to deny that he was a racist by insisting he was a supporter of state rights. He was just supporting state rights and an opponent of excessive federal authority. Here's my impression of Strom Thurmond. But anyways, which was laughable, quite frankly. The man was a racist and a segregationist, and he opposed anything to do with civil rights. In 2017, it was widely acknowledged. Now, I don't know. It was widely acknowledged that Thurmond inappropriately touched women throughout his political career. Thurmond was put on an informal list of male senators in Congress at the time who were known for harassing women regularly, particularly alone in elevators. That was his main move, for harassing people. He'd wait till you get on the elevator. It's the elevator. Nobody can see me. It was once quoted that Thurmond was in the category of his own when it came to politicians and sexual harassment. This was back in the day, folks. I'm not so sure you could get away with it, but yeah, I guess Strom Thurmond did, or he thought he could, and people just, looked the other way and didn't report it. One famous, I think, harassment kind of incident was when he fondled a woman in the elevator, and he didn't realize that it was his fellow senator. Got himself in a little bit of trouble over that one. Here's something that you may have heard. Thurman fathered a daughter named Essie Mae Washington Williams, whose mother was a 16-year-old African-American girl who worked as a servant in the Thurman home. Thurman was only 22 years old. So this was the segregationist and the racist and the person who opposed every civil rights legislation. He was the father of an African-American girl from a 16-year-old girl who worked as a servant in his house. So there you go. Thurman's famous filibuster ultimately consumed 96 pages of record, and it cost over $7,000 in printing costs. Now, in 2021 dollars, that's $68,000 of taxpayer money, right there, all at a cost of the taxpayers, thanks to Strom Thurmond and his 24-hour filibuster. This is I thought was the most telling. After Thurmond was done with his long filibuster lasting 24 hours and 18 minutes, opposing the Civil Rights Act of 1957, the act passed less than 2 hours later. So it was all for nothing, just for show. There you go. That's Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond, I could tell you this, folks, having gone to high school in South Carolina, I got my undergraduate degree at the University of South Carolina. Strom Thurmond was a huge, huge character in South Carolina. He spoke at my high school one time. I've got to meet him in person. But yeah, he was big in the state of South Carolina. He basically could do whatever he wanted to. And quite frankly, he was a senator for 48 years. I mean, like I said, you get what you elect. So there you go. Interesting character. All right, folks, enough about Strom Thurmond. Let's get on with the rest of this week. Welcome to September, by the way, folks. August is over and done with. Here we are in September already. It's like 21 days until fall, 4 months till Christmas, so start your shopping early. By all means. Anywho, on this day, here's a brand new trivia question for you, folks. On this day in 1975, this Western drama series centered in Dodge City, Kansas, during the 1870s settlement of the American West, goes off the air after a record-breaking 20 years on television and 635 episodes. Oh, yeah. You guys have a good day. Have a thankful Thursday. I'm thankful for you guys. Peace out.